Hello, everyone, and welcome to another interesting episode of the Reflection series, a series where we share stories that recharge and rejuvenate us. And today we have a speaker all the way from Sri Lanka, BK Sister Maithili. Sister Maithili has been practicing and teaching Raj Yoga meditation with the Brahmakumaris since 2003 and has been a dedicated volunteer of the BK organization since 2005. She has a Bachelor of Science degree from the University of Colombo and has worked as a maths teacher for 10 years. And at present, she is the center coordinator of the Brahmakumaris Raj Yoga Center at Puttalam in Sri Lanka. And the title of the story that she would be sharing with us today is Serving the Five Elements of Nature. And as she says, we need to study nature, love nature, and stay close to nature because it will serve you more than what you need. We need to be grateful and have gratitude for the five elements of nature by spreading positive vibrations through our mind. So Sister Maithili will be sharing about her practices and experiences she had during the cyclone which hit Sri Lanka last year. So a very hearty welcome to the program, Sister Maithili, and looking forward to hearing your thoughts and your experiences. So welcome once again, and it's over to you.
Thank you, Lata, for the lovely introduction. And I'm glad to share my real story during the cyclone period. And also, I love to be part of this series, Reflections. In many countries, nowadays we hear many stories of natural calamities happening here and there. And so many people are dying due to these calamities. Somewhere earthquake and somewhere flood, cyclone, storms, fire, so many things. So I used to think that what I can do, because all these natural calamities are beyond our power. It is beyond human beings. So I got an opportunity last year. So it was in November, and we hear the news through the media, and also we received the WhatsApp alert message that there is going to be cyclone and it will continue for 3 days. And as I'm staying in the center, so I'm in alone, and people used to come for meditation practices in the mornings and to listen to some positive thoughts for their practices in the day-to-day life. So I thought the previous day, okay, so now the next day is going to be cyclone and there will be heavy rain. But I never expected to this extent. I just had a thought. So people won't come for meditation. So let me do some experiments, do some practices, and charge myself positively so that I can benefit myself. So this was the thought inside. And the next day, it started to rain. And I could hear the sounds of some cyclone, some air with full force, and trees were moving very forcefully. And these signs were there. Then it was torrential rain non-stop. And after some time, I observed that our area all flooded, and even the neighbor houses. So the flood, the water entered their houses, and our center was little higher, but still, and the whole outside was little lower level, so it was flooded. But there are three entrances, so those entrances, the water level was just about to come, you know so and after this rain, slowly other things started to happen. The effect of cyclone, the first thing was electricity went off, power failure. Then secondly, the telephone connections, there were no signals, you can't communicate with anybody, so you can't even access internet or any devices, nothing. totally out. And the third thing was water supply. Due to the cyclone and the torrential rain, the pumping plant, water plant, so it got failure. So the whole district, there was no line water supply. So you can imagine, because human beings, we depend on all these things all the time. But when everything is failed, you can't do anything. So on the one hand, I was thinking there is this rain, so much of water going as flood. But on the other hand, people don't have water even for the necessary things. Two extreme levels. And in our area particularly, there are so many poor people, so they don't have water tanks to save the water. So they just rely on these line water. So their condition is now very bad. They can't cook, they can't even drink, even for necessary things. They are very suffering. And luckily, we have two water tanks in the center. So I was using very economically. When you don't have something, so that time only you know the value of it. Every drop of water is very important. And the other thing is because of this internet failure and the signal failure, so I didn't know what is happening around me. No news because our area is flooded and the road was flooded and people can't come inside the center and I can't go out of the center. So there is no communication, no human support, nothing. I was just alone. But because of the meditation practice for several years, I didn't have any negativity inside. I was so positive inside. And I was prepared. No, in the previous day, I was thinking that let me do something good for myself. So it is the self love that I wanted to take care. I wanted to make use of this opportunity to charge myself. So because of that, the early morning itself, I had a powerful meditation. And then during this rain time also, I was meditating various ways. I was using different techniques. First thing I thought that, okay, now people are suffering without water. And some places what happened was, especially in the upcountry side of Sri Lanka, so there were many landslides. And you can't believe that one village totally disappeared. There was no trace of that village. And some schools disappeared, and many buildings collapsed, and more than 600 people died. And so many thousands of people lost their homes and properties and everything. Now they are in the streets, no, don't know what to do next, and all these poor people. So, remembering all these situations in the country, so I thought, okay, now I have a positive mind. So, let me serve these people because they are restless, they are peaceless, they want some support, and physically, I cannot go to them to help them. So, there is some limitation. So this realization also I had during this time because human beings have a limitation. No one can be with you all the time. So only support you have is the divine. So internally I was communicating with the divine. So you can call the divine power as supreme father or supreme truth or anything. So I was totally engaged with him, the connected with him, charging myself. Then the next thing I did was I was through my positive thoughts, I was spreading elevated vibes to the people who are in need. And 3 days it continued with a heavy rain, and still we didn't have electricity, water, or telephone connection. So in these 3 days, I had this meditation practice for 8 hours each day. And I didn't feel it a longer time because I was very positive and I was engaged in that. And I had this, uh, the loveful feeling to serve the people. Then, second thing, serving the nature. Each element I was serving, sending good vibrations to the nature. And also, I I was thinking that how much I'm receiving from the nature. So the feeling of gratitude was emerging from me. So in this way, the practice was there. Then the evening came, slowly, slowly the darkness. And there was no electricity, no street lights. So you can imagine being alone in the center. So it is like a blackout, totally no light anywhere. So in this darkness, so I didn't have any fear because I believe that I have the support from the divine. So he is the protector for me. So no fear. So I just lit the small earthenware lamp and kept it in front of me and continued to practice this meditation. So I felt very light because I can't spend time in any other way. So usually, if the signal is there, means what people do, people will watch the news, what is happening around. Then we will have panic. We will have all these emotions, negative thoughts. All these things are happen. Now nothing is there. So I had these positive vibrations inside me. So the night time, so I had this meditation, then had my dinner, and I felt so light. And in the mind, there was feeling of contentment that I have done something. I have charged myself. Not only that, I have done some charity. So serving the people, serving the nature, and I have helped people. So and at the same time the water level I shared, no, so in the three other entrances the water was about to come. So I handed over the full responsibility to the supreme, and then I didn't bother about it. But for my surprise, even though it was non-stop rain, the water never came inside. So it was just safe. Because the thing was, even if the dirty water comes inside, we don't have water supply, so we can't clean the house. Because that's what happened in the other houses. So the flood entered into the houses, but after everything was over, so they don't have water to clean the house. Such a terrible incident. And this water supply, we didn't have it for a week. In some places, even for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they didn't have water supply. So what they did was they went to the other places where there are wells or public water places. So they got the water, and it's very difficult, but somehow they did like that. And because of the water level inside the house, up to knee level, in some places, even the shoulder level, so people can't cook. So, what the society, especially the religious places, Hindu temples, uh, our area is a multi religious area. So, we have all the religious temples. So, in the temples, they cook food and deliver to the people. So, it was such a good charity. And even after the flood, the people received help from the government also. So such was the condition. So now my realization was this, that all the time we have to be positive, not to be panic, and just have the faith on the Supreme and continue the practices so that everything will be good. Because even after this calamity, some good things happened. Because what we did was, after everything was over, we visited many places which are really affected by the flood. And we heard many stories how people were suffering because of this calamity. And some had to travel, to move to the other places via boat service. So like that, and they have lost the properties, many things. So then we could serve physically as well after the incident. So we visited those places and taught them how to serve the nature, and so that they can be protected even during these calamities in future. So this was the story in short, I think.
Such a beautiful and inspiring story. Thank you for sharing that with us. It really gives like hope that you know uh, meditation or a positive mind frame is not just uh, for times when things go bad in life situation wise, but it is also when practically as you said, there's a flood everywhere, there's so much water everywhere, but that water didn't enter the house or the center. So yeah, it works magic, and you practically saw it and shared your experience. One beautiful thing that you shared, that because of the meditation practice, you had a very positive mindset, and you didn't panic, or there were no other kind of thoughts of what will happen. You just stayed connected and enjoyed that time, maintaining your calm. But uh, people maybe who don't meditate, it takes a while to reach that stage. So what do you think will help us? How can we reach that stage? Does it take a long time, or is it just a determination, or anything on that aspect that you would like to share? How do we reach a state
Yes.
of calmness?
It's a
Yes, please.
simple practice because when I was small, so our mother used to teach us. So we were young kids, and the mother used to tell us, don't waste anything, be economical. Because if you waste something, you won't get it at the time of need. So from my childhood, I was having this practice. So that time I was not a meditator, but I had this practice of using everything very carefully and not to have anything extra for myself. Even while sweeping the floor, sometimes people, there may be little things. For example, pins, rubber bands, or anything. But if I see that, I would quickly pick it up and wash it and use it. So that kind of economical person I am. So after this meditation, slowly it developed further. So what I say is, so people who are not meditating, they can slowly develop these physical practices. For example, being economical. That's the second thing. What I do now is uh, paying gratitude while using everything. For example, while cooking, so I look at the fire, the flame, and thank the fire. Because of you, I am able to cook and eat my food. And while drinking water, I thank water. Bathing. So every time using something, I pay thanks. So these are the practices I have, and when you have these physical practices, so slowly you develop love or relationship, loveful relationship with the nature. And what happen is our thoughts are positive, and when you have loveful, peaceful thoughts, the thoughts create the feelings, and the feelings create the vibrations. So it goes around. So it's just a matter of having positive thoughts. So in meditation, what we do is just focusing our mind in a positive direction. And wherever it is needed, we just create thoughts on there so that it is automatically spreading. And mentally, what I do is, as I shared earlier, so I one by one I serve. So for some time I take it for myself, charging myself, because when you have it only you can donate it. So first you have to fill yourself. So I make sure that I'm full. So when you are full, you don't need to think of giving. It naturally the vibration goes. Is it clear?
Yeah, that's such a beautiful practice. Uh, you know, firstly, of using everything in a worthwhile way, as we say, or in a very economical way, being attentive of what all I have. And I guess there's a relation between these two. When I'm attentive and seeing what all I have, I'm automatically feeling a feeling of gratitude towards it, because now I can actually see that I have a lot more than I'd actually thought or paid attention to. And this is a very beautiful practice. You said that, when you're cooking, you look at the fire and have positive thoughts. When you're using water, have positive thoughts. It's such a it can be done anytime throughout the day, and these are things we use every day. So it's just a beautiful way to start the practice, and I'm sure when we do that, we become a little more natural at it, and of course our mind remains happier and lighter. Yes, so beautiful.
Yes.
And uh, I'm sure you shared this story with others around, like when the situation was slightly better, and then you shared it. I'm sure it inspired the community members as well. So,
Yes.
any responses that you received, or how was that? Would you like to share a bit on that?
Definitely, definitely. Because particularly three villages we visited. So all these villages were severely affected by this cyclone. So after we visited, so they visited our center. So we first taught them the small, small, simple practices for them to use in their life, because they were in so sadness, no? So to losing all these things, necessary things. So there were many sharing such stories. So they said that we were in so much of pain inside, and we didn't know what to do. But at that time, the Supreme has sent you to us, so that now we feel much better. So then recently they one village, so they visited the center, and they were sharing to others that we were in such a critical condition, and our mind was so much, so in pain, and we were so weak mentally. But this sister and few others came and taught us the meditation practices. Then after that we are very calm, and now we are very positive. So likewise, they shared, and they were so happy. And now still they wanted to have more meditation classes. And I am visiting once a week to each village, and teach them more and more meditation practices. Now they are life changed.
Wonderful. That's so beautiful. And I think, uh, as you have been teaching them, sharing with them, I think our viewers would also like to have a little experience of meditation. So, if you would be happy to speak a commentary, so we can have a few minutes of meditation as well. Thank
Sure. Sit, relax, and comfortably. Focus your attention on the center of your forehead. I am a tiny point of light, a living energy, a peaceful being. I am radiating very peaceful vibrations around me. I am a loveful being. I love all human beings, animals, birds, and all the species in the planet. I also love the five elements of nature because in my life I have received so much from the nature. Nature is a constant bestower. It always gives more than what I need. I take these moments to pay my gratitude to each and every element: earth, water, fire, air, and ether. Each element is receiving my pure and loveful vibrations, and they become peaceful and calm. Even my physical body is made of these five elements. So when I serve the five elements of nature, automatically I serve my body too, and my body becomes healthy. I continue to serve the nature through my elevated thoughts and pure feelings. This is a great charity, and this service gives me so much happiness inside. I feel content that I'm doing something good in my life. Of course, I can't forget the divine, who is the creator, and I always admire his wonderful creation, the divine or the supreme power. So he is everything for me. He is the real support in my life. He is the protector all the time, giving his company. With this company, I charge myself all the time, and using this positive energy for the service of humanity, and for the whole planet. I am so happy and content. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sister Maithili. It's been lovely hearing your story and also the beautiful meditation experience. It's
Thank
been
you,
wonderful
Lata,
to
for the
have you.
opportunity.
And I would also like to thank our viewers for joining in today. And if you would like to know more about us, please do visit our website www.brahmakumaris.org.au. All the information about our centers, retreat centers, and the programs provided is available there. So keep spreading the vibrations of gratitude, keep serving nature, have a positive mindset, and take care of yourself. Thank you for joining, and we'll be back with another episode shortly. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Thank you.